Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catalina Mello, and today I will talk to you about a law that affects us. On a Friday, December 14, 2020, a tragedy occurred that shows an entire state and country. Adam Lanza killed 20 children at Sandy Hook Elementary School, in addition to his mother and 4 other adults. Adam Lanza was 20 years old when he committed this horrible act. The official reports showed that Lanza suffered from autism and mental pathologies that stopped being treated at the age of 13. He also stopped going to school since he was 9 years old due to teasing from his classmates. He suffered from depression, anxiety, and anorexia. Research showed that it is fair to imagine that if Lanza's illness had been treated in the last years of his life, a predisposing factor of the Sandy Hook tragedy could have been mitigated. Zelensky, 2013. As a psychology student interested in focusing my career on childhood psychology, I have based all my researches throughout my career on the influence of good mental health from an early age and the long-term consequences this has. While this may seem like an isolated case in the Florida community, it is not. This impact and concern the entire American population, whether you are a parent, educator, or a student. Mental health education is incumbent on all of us, and it is important that children learn to talk about their emotions, as well as strength super tools. Let's start by learning what the current law is made up of. According to the Barker Act, or Florida Mental Health Law in Rule 6A109-4121, hours of instruction related to mental health and emotional education for students in grades 6 through 12. State Board of Education 2021. Although this law, which benefits many children, was implemented, it does not take into account other aspects. This rule does not consider students in grades 5 and below, and many of the districts do not implement these hours. Even if they were to implement them, would 5 hours per year seem current to you? 5 hours does not develop sustainable emotional skills about children's mental health 2025. Just like mathematics or languages, practice is what makes us understand these subjects. Mental health education also takes time to be incorporated into our lives. In addition, these hours are informative, not formative. Mental health education does not need to be informational. They should teach how to deal with emotion, school problems, and identify early on students who need professional help. There are reports that demonstrated the need to change this limited model. As I stated earlier, it is important that mental health education begins at early age. It is essential to teach skills from an early age. According to About Children's Mental Health 2025, good mental health improves academic performance and reduces the incidence of anxiety. Programs such as Second Step have shown that by teaching emotional wellness skills, significant reductions in aggressive behaviors are seen. You may be wondering what Second Step is, and refers to widely used social emotional learning (SEL) program for students in preschool through junior high. It is aimed to reduce impulsive, high-risk, and aggressive behaviors by teaching foundational social skills and promoting positive relationships, emotional management, and goal setting. Nevertheless, the law does not require this class to be taught to students in 5th grade and below. According to About Children's Mental Health 2025, frequent ongoing interventions are more effective for mental health than those that are isolated. Repetition, follow-up, and continually are key. With more hours per year, students internalize healthy practices that reduce the likelihood of future emotional disorders. With the evidence I present, we conclude the reasons why we should change the law. I propose a legislative reform to this law. First, increase annual mental health instruction hours from 10 to 15 hours per year at all school levels. This will be double the opportunities for emotional learning. Second, include brief but frequent sessions integrated into the other subjects. Third, include students in kindergarten through 5th grade. It is important to include these students since emotional language and empathy are formed at this age. According to a study by Owen and Sandhofer, 2021, it indicates that from children between 15 and 47 months of age, the emotional language environmental is vital. In conclusion, I want you to keep in mind what was stated in this speech. Florida's current law is limited. Inclusion of lower grades and increased hours will benefit students and allow them to be educated in a healthier environment. Changing state law is an urgently needed measure to protect the mental health of children, young and adults of the future. It is important to avoid tragedies like Adam Lanza. Emotional education saves lives and builds a society of adults with tools to cope with their emotions. Thank you so much.